Hey y'all, the purpose of this video is to walk you through the definition of a parabola and then to show you that definition in action and to show you a couple of things that change when we alter stuff related to that definition. So first of all, the definition of a parabola. A parabola is defined as the set of all points equidistant from a fixed point called the focus and a fixed line called the directrix. So where we had a circle, which was all the points that are the same distance from a fixed point called the center, and an ellipse where the sum of the distances from two fixed points called foci was constant, here we have an equidistant relationship from a fixed point called the focus and a fixed line called the directrix. So you'll want to get that definition into your notes. So let me show you what this looks like in action. So I built a little construction here where I have a fixed point right here that we're calling the focus, and a fixed line down here that we're calling the directrix. Now, the focus and the directrix are sort of like what define the parabola, and all points in the parabola are an equal distance away. So first of all, I want to talk about how to get points that are the same distance away from the directrix. So if I were talking about points that were, say, 1 unit away from the directrix, this point is 1 unit away from the line, this one is, this one is, this one is, this one is. Basically, any set of points that are the same distance from a fixed line form another line that's parallel to the fixed one. So this line that I've got here, the black one, is a set of all points that is a set distance away from the directrix. Now, if we're talking about a set of points that are a fixed distance away from the focus, which is a point, that would be a circle, because a circle is defined as a set of all points that are a set distance away from a center. So this circle represents the set of all points that are a distance away from the focus, and this line represents a set of all these points that are the same distance away from the directrix. So what I've done is I've set this construction so where the radius of the circle and the distance between the line and the directrix are the same. So whenever I drag this, the circle will get larger and the line's distance will get farther from the directrix, but those distances are going to be the same. So any place where the line and the circle intersect will have the same distance from the focus to the directrix. So I'm going to drag this now so you can see this. I'm going to increase the distance of the point from the directrix, and as I do it, the circle is going to grow larger, and it's going to mark the intersection points between those two. So you see, as I drag that, you get that classic parabola shape. Now the missing part down here is just a little bug in the program. So a parabola, all of these points are the same distance from the focus as they are from the directrix. And that would be true no matter where I go in the parabola. So if I were to take the focus and I were to move it out a little bit, farther away from the directrix, okay, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring the I'm going to bring the line down, the circle is going to shrink, so this line is going to get closer to the directrix, and I want you to see what happens to the parabola, like it's formed. Now, two things happened here, right? So the vertex moved up when I moved the focus, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, because the vertex is going to be the same distance from the focus and the directrix. So if I move the focus up, the vertex also has to go up. But you also may notice that the parabola became wider. The farther the focus is from the directrix, the wider the parabola is going to be. The closer the focus is to the directrix, the narrower it's going to be. So the closer you move the focus to the directrix, the narrower the parabola. The farther you move the focus from the directrix, the wider the parabola. And there's a demonstration of the definition of a parabola.